Hey, what's going on, guys? So Calvin Ramsay is a player that's been heavily linked with Liverpool over these last couple of weeks, and I believe he's going to be the perfect signing for you lot for this summer. Now, for those of you unaware of him, he's an 18-year-old right back at Aberdeen. He comes from the city itself and has been part of their academy since the age of 9. He recently won the Scottish Football Writers' Association's Young Player of the Year for 2021-22. This is a huge achievement to do it playing for a club other than Rangers or Celtic. He also beat Nathan Patterson to the award, who recently moved to Everton in the January transfer window. Now, in terms of his playing style, Ramsay's most obvious qualities are those he possesses going forward. His distribution is excellent over a variety of ranges. He's a strong set-piece taker, and his willingness to attack opposing defenders is more reminiscent of a winger than a fullback. That's something we're seeing more and more often in the modern-day game, but there's plenty of room for improvement defensively. I don't want to be overcritical of that, however, because Liverpool supporters know better than anyone after last season just how important it is to be part of an organised defensive unit, and this lad's side are the worst in the league by a country mile. Once he's part of a team that has some semblance of an idea as to what the fuck they're doing, he will shine. He's also blessed with excellent ability on both feet, quite a rare trait. Seen him score and assist with his right as well as left. Additionally, Ramsay's a very strong runner with a style reminiscent of those at the very top of the game. There's obviously a long way to go before he hits world-class heights, but whatever he lacks in physicality and needs to work on in terms of aerial duels will be covered by his intent and desire to improve, which is quite clearly there. In terms of output or end product, he has 33 appearances, 1 goal and a whopping 9 assists. 4 of them have come in Europe during the Conference League qualifiers. Only Jude Bellingham and Florian Wirtz have more assists as teenagers in Europe right now, and they play much further up the pitch. In total, 4 players have more assists in the Scottish Premiership this season, and Ramsay's played significantly less football than all of them, having missed 8 games with a hamstring injury. This is completely mental given Aberdeen are having a piss-poor season and are currently 9th in a 12-team league. Being by far the best player for your club in your debut season is no mean feat, which is precisely why several clubs are chasing his signature. Italian side Bologna tested the waters in the January transfer window but had their £4.8 million bid rejected, which is understandable as it was 800k up front, which is a bit of a piss take really. Might seem random, but they signed Aaron Hickey from Hearts in 2019 and he's now become one of the most sought after left backs in Europe after an unbelievable Serie A campaign, so you can completely understand why they're after him. Frankfurt, who are now in the Europa League final, as well as Leicester City, who we're all clearly aware of, have also been monitoring the situation closely. If reports are to be believed, the likes of Tottenham, Man United and Manchester City have also been sending scouts to Scottish Premiership games to follow this lad. His idol, quite unsurprisingly, is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Here's some quotes that he's had to say about him. As a fullback, watching Trent and his crosses and his technical ability, if I can get to that level, then it would be a real bonus. In fact, if I can be even half the player he is, I'll be laughing. I've seen what he's done and feel like I could go on to do the same. I know I've got work to do, and if I keep playing and putting in good performances, I'm sure it'll happen one day. Now, it's obviously tough to judge a footballer with how heavily media trained they are these days, even from a young age, but it does appear that he's got quite a good head on his shoulders, along with huge confidence in his own abilities. I believe it's most certainly a risk worth taking at £6 or so million, which should be enough to get him through the door. Won't be ready to play week in, week out, but coming into a successful side like Liverpool as a young player while learning from arguably the best manager and the best right back in the world can only mean he gets better and better, and quite quickly at that. And it's not only because of his potential, but the fact that he shares so many similarities to Trent. He can come in without having to alter things too much tactically for the entire side, and you don't have players in that mold growing on trees. At this stage, if I'm not mistaken, you only have makeshift cover at right back in Joe Gomez and James Milner. Neco Williams has obviously done well at Fulham, but he's likely to want game time, so another loan or permanent deal with a clause is probably on the cards. We've seen just how important it is to have a reliable backup, like with Tsimikas for Andy Robertson. He's fit in almost seamlessly, and it's going to be vital to cover that for the other flank as well. I forgot to mention that he did have a slight dip in form after the January transfer window. At that young age, playing for a small-ish club, I have full respect for Aberdeen, but when you're being linked with the clubs he has been, it's only normal for your head to be turned. He's come right back into it, however, and it seems like Scotland have yet another fullback in this seemingly endless conveyor belt of talent. Please do feel free to ask any questions or provide your own opinion. I've just given a short review here. Take care, guys. All the very best.